The real villain here are three things buried inside of Windows itself. One that throttles your network on purpose, one that makes your orders wait in line before they leave the machine, and one that will reboot your computer mid-position if you let it. Today, we shut down all three. My name's Eddie Z, and this is the last video in my Winhance series. Winhance is the free tool that will clean all the junk out of Windows. 2 screens left, 3 fixes, the latency screen and the Windows Update screen. You don't need the earlier videos to follow along, but I did put links to videos 1 and 2 in the description below. Video 1 is the power tune-up settings, and video 2 is the AI purge settings, and you definitely want to watch them. So let's do some housekeeping first. It's not optional. Before you touch a single switch or toggle, right now, what I want you to do is click Start, type in Restore Point. When the box populates, click Create a Restore Point. Make sure your main drive is selected, usually the C drive, and hit Create. Name it Before Winhance 3, and let it finish. That's your undo button for everything you do today. So if you get hosed up for any reason today on any of these settings, you can restore your computer to exactly the state it is right now. And if you don't have Winhance installed yet, one place and one place only to get the official version, winhance.net. When you get to their homepage, find the installer and go ahead and install it. If Windows says the file isn't commonly downloaded, that's normal for a smaller independent software tool. Click Create. And do yourself a favor, never install software from a random download site on the machine that your brokerage account lives on. The full version of how to install this software is in Winhance Video 1, the Power video. And again, there's a link to it in the description if you want to go through the full installation process. Now, 2 ground rules before we start, and they apply to this whole series. First, if I don't mention a setting in this video, leave it at its default setting. You're not missing anything. The stuff I skip either doesn't matter for trading or it isn't worth the risk. Second rule, Winhance gets updated constantly. Some screens may look a little different from what you're seeing right here. This is how the app looks today as of the filming of this video. The principles don't change even when the buttons move around a little. Now, go ahead and open Winhance. Go to the upper left corner and hit Optimize. And then click into the Gaming and Performance screen. And don't let the name fool you. It says Gaming, but several settings on this screen are exactly what a trader wants because they cut down on the latency and the jitter on live data and on your executions. And we're not here for frames per second. We're here for responsiveness when the market moves. This is a big screen with a lot of sections, so I'll go top to bottom and tell you exactly what we touch and what we skip. The screen opens with a section called Other. And there's real gold in here. The first one is the game mode. Set it to off. That's Windows optimizing for video games, and you're not gaming. Enhanced pointer precision. Turn this off. That's mouse acceleration, which makes your cursor travel differently depending on how fast you move it. And you click the same buy button in the same spot 50 times a day. You want the motion to be identical every single time. Next one is the mouse hover time. Set it to 1 millisecond, which makes it instant, so menus and tooltips stop making you wait. Startup delay for apps, shut it off. Windows deliberately hold your startup programs back after you log in, and you'd rather your platform spin up right away. Then comes background app permissions. And listen close, because my advice here is not the aggressive one. It's a drop-down. You're leaving it on user in control, the default. Deny option sounds like a performance win, but it strangles background apps across the board. And this is exactly how you end up missing a Microsoft Teams call or a Zoom with your trading room folks without knowing why. Leave it at user in control, and if one specific app keeps bugging you, turn that single app off inside of Windows settings instead. Your normal trading platforms like Thinkorswim, NinjaTrader, TradeStation, they aren't governed by the setting anyway. Storage sense. Turn it off. That's Windows deciding to clean house on its own schedule, and you don't want a cleanup kicking off in the middle of trading. Search entire file system, WebView 2 in Windows Search, allow wallpaper compression, leave these on default, all 3. Menu show delay, turn this one off so your menus pop instantly when you're clicking to enter or manage an order. Alt plus tab filter, default. And the last item in this section is a good one. System protection, the restore points feature. Make sure that's on. That's the safety net this whole series leans on. You want Windows quietly keeping restore points for you. All right, next is the processor section. And don't skip these just because they say gaming. The first one, adjust processor for best performance of, is a drop-down. Set it to programs. Then 3 toggles, system responsiveness for games, CPU priority for gaming, and high scheduling category for gaming. Turn all 3 on. Despite the names, they all do the same fundamental thing for us. They make Windows treat whatever's in front of you as the most important thing running, your trading platform, your order entry, and your live charts. And the last item here, SVC host split threshold stays on default. After that comes the graphics section. And there's exactly one thing to grab here, GPU priority for gaming. Turn it on. Same idea as the CPU priority we just set, but for your graphics card. It means that the thing you're looking right at gets drawn first. Everything else in this section, hardware accelerated scheduling, the HDR, refresh rate items, full screen optimization, the overlay settings, leave them all on default. And 2 of them deserve a special mention, multi-plane overlay and hardware overlays. Those are the part of the actual plumbing Windows uses to draw your monitors, and they ship turned on for a reason. Leave them on. The only time anyone touches those 2 is as a last resort fix on a setup that's already flickering or black screening. And if that's happening on your machine, don't start flipping toggles. Call your computer support line and let them walk you through it. On a healthy multi-monitor desk, you really don't want to be messing with these settings in here. Hands off the rest of this section. Below that is the network section. And this is the one I opened the video with, the most valuable part of the whole screen. You'll see network throttling and Nagel's algorithm. Turn off network throttling. That's Windows deliberately holding your network back to prioritize other things. And you never want that touching your live data feed. And then disable Nagel's algorithm. That's the setting that bundles up small network packets and waits before sending them, which adds a tiny delay on every packet. For a trader firing off orders, you want those packets going out the instant you click. Don't think of these 2 as gaming tweaks. Think of them as directly reducing lag on your live quotes and your order entry. DNS server setting right below them. Leave it on automatic. That touches your network path and your data feed lives on that connection. Right after network comes a small security section, virtualization-based security and memory integrity. Leave them exactly as they are. Then the Xbox section, game DVR, game bar, and the game controller items. You're not gaming on this machine, so turn every one of them off. Game DVR in particular sits in the background ready to record gameplay, and game bar overlays on top of your apps. Both are pure wasted overhead on a trading rig. Now, below the Xbox section, the screen keeps going, and I want to walk you through what's down there so you know exactly what to do with it. First, you hit System Services, a long list of 30 Windows services with toggles. I know it's tempting, but leave the entire section at default. Disabling services is where debloat guides and YouTube videos that talk about debloating get people in real trouble. If you kill the wrong one, your printing might break, your searches may break, or some piece of your trading platform depends on stops working. The big wins on this machine come from the sections we've already done, so just skip this one entirely. Same story with the scheduled tasks section right after it. A list of background tasks like the compatibility appraiser and the feedback collection. Just leave everything on default. The gains are tiny and they're not worth touching on your main machine. One exception, if you watched my AI video and you shut off Office AI, there's a task in this list called Office Actions Server Task. That's Microsoft Office AI's background errand runner. That one you can turn off to finish the job. But the next one, visual effects, this one is definitely worth your time, and it's a bigger deal than most people think. All of the animations, fades, shadows, and transparencies in Windows are just pure eye candy. And every bit of it is drawn by Windows on your machine. Here's exactly what to do. Set the visual effects mode to best performance. That turns everything off in one shot. Then go back into the list and turn exactly 2 things back on. Smooth edges of screen fonts, because without it, text on your charts and your order tickets looks jagged. It'll drive you nuts. And smooth scroll list boxes, so your watch lists and your options chains scroll cleanly instead of jumping around. Everything else, the Windows animations, the fading menus, the shadows, taskbar previews, everything else stays off. Your desktop will feel snappier the second you apply it, And every ounce of drawing work you just remove goes back to your charts. One quick note here, after you flip those two back on, the mode box up top will read custom. That's normal. That's just Windows acknowledging your two exceptions. Last on this screen is accessibility hotkeys. Things like sticky keys popping up when you tap Shift 5 times, or filter keys when you hold a key too long. Here's my take. If you don't use accessibility features, turn these hotkeys off. The last thing you want during a fast market is sticky keys dialog popping over your order ticket because you fat-fingered the Shift key. If you or someone else on this machine does rely on accessibility features, just leave them alone. They're there for a reason. That's the latency screen, done. Quick pause here. Do yourself a favor. Reboot. Open your platform. Confirm it connects and your quotes are ticking. Takes 2 minutes, and it means if anything else is ever off, you know exactly which screen did it. After you're done with that, come back to this video because we still have another screen to go over. Now, the last section, Windows Update. This one's important because a surprise reboot or a bad driver in the middle of your trading session is a trade that just got killed. What we're gonna do is control your update behavior without turning updates off. First, let me be crystal clear on one thing not to do. Do not disable Windows Update entirely. I know some tools and some folks online love to kill updates. On a trading machine, that's a mistake. You need those security patches, and your platforms increasingly require a currently supported version of Windows. What we're doing is instead controlling when those updates happen and how those updates happen. At the top is the Windows Update policy. Leave it on normal, the Windows default. We're not touching the policy. We control the behavior with the switches below. Under Delivery and Store, delivery optimization is the setting that shares update files from your machine with other computers. Set it so it's not sharing over the internet. Just turn it off. Auto updating store apps below it, leave it on default. Then the update behavior section, top to bottom. Get the latest updates as soon as they're available, off. That's volunteering to test Microsoft's newest changes first. And you don't want to be a beta tester on your income-producing machine. Receive updates for other Microsoft products. Turn it off. That's the one that restarts as soon as possible, even during market hours. Now the big one, automatic restart after updates. Turn this one off. That's the switch that lets Windows reboot your machine on its own when you're logged in and even maybe when you're trading. General update notifications, you can leave off, but keep notify me when a restart is required. Turn that on. That way you know that an update and a restart are waiting and you do it after the close on your terms. Download updates over metered connections, turn this one off. And the last two are about drivers. Driver updates via Windows Update, switch it off. Surprise driver download in the middle of the day can change how your graphics or your network behaves, and that's exactly what you don't want with your money on the line. You need to be in control of your drivers on an income-producing machine. And right below it, driver co-installers. Turn this one off as well. That stops hardware vendors from auto-installing their companion bloatware the moment you plug something in. Now, before we wrap up, two quick bonus screens. Back on the upper left, under optimizations, notifications and sound, small screens, 2 minutes is some real wins here. On the notifications screen, here's the trader's version. The master button, show notification, leave that on. That's a switch that lets your trading platform's price alerts and your security warnings reach you, so we're not touching it. And leave every single security notification on. You always want to hear from Windows Security. But turn off show notifications on your lock screen. That's your business showing on a locked machine. And now go down to the additional settings section and kill all 4 items there. The Windows welcome experience, the finish setting up this device suggestions, and the tips and suggestions, and the suggestions in the notification center. That whole block is Microsoft advertising to you inside your own computer, and it phones home to decide what to show you. Off all 4. One I want you to turn on if it isn't on already, Startup App Notifications. That pops a heads up when some program quietly adds itself to your startup list, which is exactly how junk software creeps onto a clean machine. And the last 2 sections on the screen take 10 seconds. Privacy Notifications. That's the alert that pops up when some app asks to use your location. Leave it at default, which is on. That's not noise, that's Windows tattling on nosy apps for you. And on the machine your brokerage account lives on, you want tattletaling. And security notification, everything in there, Windows security and maintenance stays on, no exceptions. These are the alerts that tell you your antivirus found something or your protection got turned off. You can silence a lot of these things on a trading computer, but never silence the burglar alarm. Now go back to optimizations in the upper left and click on sound. And on the sound screen, two things first. First, sound ducking preference. We want it to not reduce other sounds, so put it on do nothing. By default, Windows lowers the volume of everything else when it detects a call, which means a Zoom call could quiet the very alert your platform fires off when a price hits. Your platform's alert should never get volume managed by a Windows setting. The second setting here, voice activation for apps, turn that off. That's apps keeping the microphone warm, listening for your voice commands, and it's background activity you don't need on a trading machine. Everything else on the sound screen, leave on default. Now let me tell you what I'm intentionally not walking through because I don't want you spelunking through the whole app. Winhance also has an apps and features area where you can uninstall the bloatware that Microsoft ships with, the Xbox app, the 3D viewer, the news app, and so on and so on and so on. It's safe to clean out. But a quick word of caution, be careful about fully removing Microsoft Edge because a few trading platforms and other broker tools open help pages or login windows using Microsoft Edge. And watch for a badge that says permanent, because once you remove something with that badge, you can't reinstall it without doing a full reinstall of Windows. When in doubt, leave it alone. For the full-on core performance tune-up, the 4 screens we went across in this series, the power, the privacy and security, the gaming and performance, and the update settings. These are the settings that move the needle for a trader. So now that you went through that last section, same rule as last time. After I finish this video, reboot, open your platform, confirm it opens, confirm it connects and loads charts and lets you log in. Click through your normal daily routine. If it all works, and after following this carefully, it will, you're done. Let me tell you what you should notice right now, especially if you've done all 3 videos. Your machine boots cleaner, there's less spinning up in the background when you log in, your platforms open faster and feel more responsive when you click, and with all those AI features shut off, there's a whole layer of recall snapshots and Copilot background chatter that just isn't happening anymore. And most importantly, when price starts moving fast at the open, your processor is already running flat out. It's not asleep, it's not busy syncing files, it's not sending data back to Microsoft, it's ready. That half-second stutter that used to cost you the entry, that's what we just went after. Now, I want to be honest with you because that's how I earn your trust. Winhance is a fantastic free tune-up, but it's just that, it's a tune-up. It cannot add horsepower that isn't there. If you ran my free CPU benchmark test and your score came in below 45,000, no amount of debloating is going to fix that. That's like giving a tired old engine with 250,000 miles on it a really good oil change. It'll run a little better, but it's still a tired old engine. That's a hardware problem. And at that point, you're throwing away good time after a machine that's going to keep failing you when it matters most. If you haven't run the benchmark test yet, go ahead and click the link that's in the description right now. It takes only 2 minutes and it's totally free. If that number comes back ugly, under 45,000, here is your path. Grab my free complete guide to trading computers by clicking the link in the description or scan the QR code you see on your screen right now. It'll walk you through exactly what specs a real trading computer needs, how much RAM your platform actually requires, and what processor number to look for. And if you'd rather just talk to a human who does this all day long, give us a call at Easy Trading Computers, 800-387-5250. That number is in the description too. You tell us what you trade, how many monitors you use, and we'll handle the rest. You shouldn't have to be a computer expert to trade. That's our job. Your job is trading. If you need to recap this video, just go ahead and restart it. You can look at the chapter settings and you can click into exactly where I start talking about Winhance and you can go over everything again. Just make sure to do everything in the order, just like I said it. If you follow that order and the discipline, one section at a time, reboot, test, you won't get yourself into any trouble because you can always roll back. And that's the whole game. And dude, why haven't you subscribed yet? Do yourself a favor, slam the subscribe button. I've got platform-specific tune-up videos coming for Thinkorswim, NinjaTrader, and for TradeStation, and you'll want to catch each one the day they go live. My name's Eddie Z. Thanks for watching. If you want to see the ultimate laptop for trading, check out this video next. And as I always say, May the trend be with you.